All right. Ken Frazier, Kenfrazier.
Frederick Bishop, FrederickBishop.
How did you guys know Officer Burks?
Well, we met doing college at Paul Quinn College in the early 2000s. I graduated actually in the year 2000, and he expressed an interest in the organization in Omega Psi Phi a couple of years after I graduated.
And I met him as a freshman. I was still with Dallas Police Department. I was working ICP, and I would go back up on the yard and just see what was going on and do some community policing. And I met him when he showed interest then.
Tell me a little bit, what type of person?
Wow. Okay, first of all, his line name is Pure Dog. And that's for a reason, because everything he did in life, he tried to do it the right way.
Yeah.
When it comes down to how he presented himself, he was very respectful, very humble, very respectable young man, highly intelligent, always polite. I don't recall ever hearing him curse or doing anything adverse. Or drink or smoke. Yeah. And when he approached the opportunity to become a member of the fraternity, he had the exact same approach with anything else he was involved in.
I remember as always volunteering, always helping to do something. I watched where his service, and he was always out helping with the community. If we had something going on, he was there first to help lift, move, or whatever we needed done.
Always enthused too.
Yes,
highly enthused.
Yeah. Tell me a little about your relationship with him. How's that?
Okay, my relationship with him, he kind of looked up to me like a big brother, and I saw him and his line brothers through their entire process from start to finish. I was also a member of the membership selection processing team for like a decade. So either I saw a brother person to person, or I had something to do with your documentation. And with Burks and his line brothers, it was just like that. And I always knew that he would be one of the special ones, just by the way that he carried himself and how he approached life. He was always enthusiastic and just always a helpful guy.
Okay, when I met him, I was just coming back to finish my degree, like I said, his freshman year, to be a teacher. And I was getting my not certification, but finishing the degree. And he had always expressed interest into the Dallas Police Department. And as time progressed, within this last two years, I guess, homecoming.
2 years.
He talked to me and we called the sergeant, hey, he wants to apply for the police department. So I've known him all those 20-something years, like you said, same chapter, but just known him 20-something years. And when he got on, I sent him a thing. He said, thank you, Brother Bishop, for helping me. And I sent something back. I said, do what's right, read the rules, SOP and the general orders. And I said, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So to know, you knew from a long time ago that he had aspirations to be an officer.
Yes, yeah.
And then you watched it come to fruition.
Yes, because he was a teacher first.
Yes,
and
he's
so
been in education.
he was a teacher over in Pleasant Grove off of Lake June.
Dallas Can
and
Academy.
Dallas Can. And after that, he was every time we see him at homecoming or an event or an anniversary or something, he was always just asking questions. And I guess he finally decided he could help more by becoming an officer. And like I said, after that, that's history. He went into it and passed the academy, graduated from the academy. So it's just, I guess, we just been knowing him for years.
Yeah.
It's just like a little brother that you lost. So.
Yeah. And you are a retired police officer?
Yes. DPD. 21 years and 8 months.
Tell me about the conversation he had with you about joining DPD.
He was just asking questions, what do you expect? And I told him the main thing is go by the rules, be honest, be ethical, don't lie.
Yeah.
And he never did it that I know of, never did it. So I'm just saying he was a good dude. It was just an aspect what to expect. So we told him about the academy because, it's 8 months. And I told him, I said, after a while, you'll be able to take the corporal's exam. He just expressed interest all the way through, and we just kind of hit pertinent points. And I told him as time progressed, get with me. So when you get ready to take the test, we'll tell you how to study for it, what parts to study for. So it was just I don't know, how do you say, just I'm glad he did it, but then, you're sad.
Right.
You're at that point where you're sad, like, man.
We lost a good one.
Lost a good brother.
Right.
Yes.
And when he and I spoke about it, because he respects my opinion, and he inquired about it, and I was like, well, Burks, man, if your career in teaching is not fulfilling right now, because he had an issue with children being disruptive or being disrespectful in the learning environment. I too can understand that. I just told him, I said, if that's what you're going to pursue, then by all means go after that. That's your aspiration. You'll do well. I know you'll do well because you do the same thing with the fraternity. You do well in the fraternity and how you present yourself. So just go ahead and go for it full speed and just be mindful. Stay alert, stay alive. That's something I've always taught.
From the military.
Yeah.
Stay alert, stay alive.
when you guys were having these conversations with him about wanting to be an officer, why did he want to be an officer? What did he tell you guys?
From what I understand, he said he felt like God led him in that direction, and he'd already had an interest in doing so because he liked the idea of being a public servant and serving in the community already. So him being in an educational capacity for so many years, and then it began to be non-fulfilling for him, he felt like that was the next best thing to do. Just go after something that he felt was going to be positive and something that he can be productive in the community. That's what he was about.
And he was always just ask questions. He never stated why. I'm glad you know why, because he would just always ask me questions. Every time I would see him, or even off duty or whatever, we were at some functions or some benefit, he would just always ask questions. What do you do this? Because I think that's when I became a detective, and he would just always ask questions about what do we do and what's going on up there.
When he became an officer, how happy was he?
He was almost excited about being an officer as he was being a member of the fraternity.
Yeah,
I'm talking about highly enthusiastic about it, and he was highly motivated because, again, he knew that he could do very good in the community as well as for why he became a part of the organization. We joined the organization to make things better than what it was before we arrived, and that was his primary motivation. I think that's what drove him the most.
I concur.
Yeah.
I concur. So.
Where were you guys when you got the news?
I was, I had just not too long gotten home, so I was in what I call the sanctuary, on my patio at home and enjoying a cigar and a drink and watching a movie. And one of our other frat brothers called and just kind of laid the news on us. I mean, almost immediately once it happened, the word just traveled like so fast. And one of our brothers is instrumental guy in the police department as well, so he kind of relayed the news, and then it just continued on like that. So we was just stunned and trying to process it from last night into today. So, yeah.
I was at home. My line brother texted me, I think at 10:15, but I think I went to bed at 9:42. And I woke up this morning, and as soon as I saw a text at 4, I think it was I forgot the time. I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
And that's when I opened it up, and I was getting ready to get up for work. And that's when I found out.
What was going through you?
I'm angry. I'm hurt. It's a little brother. Unprovoked. I think it was a coward move.
Yeah.
That's the main thing right now. And then I feel for his family.
Oh, yeah.
His mom.
His mom.
That's.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
as a former officer yourself, I mean, you've been.
Yes, been to a couple of funerals myself.
But you've also served, and you know how dangerous the job is.
Yeah.
But it's rewarding also. It's rewarding when you're helping somebody. I teach law enforcement 1 and 2 at Little Elm, and I told them, we bought many of groceries for people. We've helped a lot of people. So there's another side. Everybody always sees a certain side, but there's things that you do people don't know about. And so, it's a little different. It hurts everybody. It's not just us, it's fraternity.
Oh, yeah.
It hurts the police, people in this career because, you don't know if you're going back home that day.
Right. Right. And then as a retired military veteran, I saw that too. I think within my last 3 years leading up to retirement, I probably had to make the arrangements or be a part of like over 100 and something plus funerals for veterans and people that I never even crossed paths with, but I had to be there to be present on behalf of the United States Army and the United States President. This is for your loved one in memory of so on and so forth. So again, with someone being so close to us, as close-knit as we are as brothers, from the same chapter, a friend, a true friend.
That's the hard part. It's a friend.
Yes, and yeah, it's hard to grasp it. It really is. It's hard to grasp it.
Tell me a little bit about the last time you saw him.
Oh, I think last time I saw him when we had chapter anniversary, because we did a function here at my family business here in Cedar Hill. And
one Saturday night, was it a Saturday night? Yeah.
And we always do our routine stuff. We come together, we fellowship, we enjoy life, we enjoy music, food, and beverages and whatnot. And like I said, he's one of the enthusiastic brothers. So when we play a particular song, the Atomic Dog, he'll set out the hop and everything because he's good at it. I mean, very good at it. And that was like the last time we just interacted on a brotherly level.
And I like the protocol. There's a protocol with this Omega Psi Phi, and he was always respectful, making sure that the older gentlemen were taken care of. Hey, you need anything?
The veteran brother.
That's what I loved about it.
Yeah.
Just respectful, very respectful. So.
Yes.
How big of a loss is this for you?
Oh, man.
Dallas has lost a pivotal person.
I received phone calls from brothers all the way at Fort Knox, Kentucky. That's the 5th district. They're like 5, 6 states away, and they got the news all the way over there, and was calling and inquiring about how we were holding up, because he's a member of our chapter, and they understand how thoroughly immersed we are in our organization and how dedicated we are as brothers. So, yeah, the concern is stretched all the way across the country already, and the incident just occurred last night. So, yeah, it just lets you know the magnitude of lives that you can touch when you're a good person.
Yes.
That's what it exemplifies to me. And Burks was a great person, not only a good brother and a law enforcement officer that loved to serve the community, but he was a good person through and through. Good person. Yeah. Sorry.
What do you miss most?
His calm demeanor.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, yeah.
He was calm, always calm to me. You know, I know you go have fun and all that, but every time I saw Burks, he was calm. And Brother Bishop, you need anything? Brother Bishop, how you doing, man? You know, how's teaching going now? He just, I just miss that calmness about him, that camaraderie. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The brotherly love aspect is what I would probably miss most. Because like I said, he looked up to me as a big brother, because I saw him and his line brother through their process. So he always would approach me and, hey, Sarge, what do you think about this? Hey, I want to talk to you about this or about that. And he's a mature guy and very knowledgeable, very intelligent,
Very
but he will
smart.
still
Very
have
smart.
enough wherewithal to approach somebody who's experienced certain things in life to share that information or that knowledge with him, what our experiences were like. And then he can say, oh, I understand it this way or from that particular point of view, and he just go on and approach it. Yeah. And make a good, clear decision, and educated decisions. And that same thing led him to becoming a member of the force.
Yeah.
He'd already seen an example. So he went and got the advice from the best person he saw. Yeah.
When he told you he wanted to be on the force, in your head were you like, yes, do it?
Oh yeah, certain people have come and asked me, you're like, with him it was no doubt. You can use me as a reference, anything you need. There was no questions, none whatsoever.
Did he take you up on that? Did he use you as a reference?
I don't know, I never got my call, but we sure got him through the process and got in contact with the right person when we ran into a couple of hurdles, and we got that clarified through another sergeant there. So once he made it in there, that's all I needed to hear. So
right now, not a lot of details on what happened, but thinking that someone could do this.
Oh, wow.
What goes through your head when you think about this?
I'll let you go first on this one.
I said it before, just a coward move. You know, I'm sitting there visualizing what we've done. When you have to do paperwork, you pull off to a quiet area where you can't be disturbed. You type that stuff up and then you move on. And so just sitting there, just knowing that, and like you said, we don't have the facts, but we can kind of figure out from what's been said. I'm angry. I'm a little hurt. I'm both angry and hurt. And like I said before, you just like, oh, it's hard to say. You know, you can't say what you really want to say. But
Right.
I'm angry and I'm upset. I'm pissed off.
What really presses me the most is that's one of my old neighborhoods. I grew up over there prior to graduating from high school and leaving to join the military. I mean, it's like right around the corner from where I used to reside. And it's a pretty rough neighborhood, don't get me wrong, but you know, growing up, a lot of those issues and problems, socioeconomically, we didn't have a lot of that back in the day. But you fast forward to currently today, and a lot of young people still have the misconception that fast lifestyle or that trying to get money rich and get quick lifestyle is still popular when it's not, and it's counterproductive. It's a means to an end, either in the grave or in the prison system. So when they don't have respect for law enforcement or their elders and things of that nature, they feel like life is a video game. Like can press a reset button and start all over again, but that's not the case. If you don't value life, then you end up with extremes like this. Someone just happens upon an innocent officer who's out carrying out his civic duty on a day-to-day basis, actually to serve and protect you in your community. And you just take it upon yourself to just end his life for no reason, unprovoked. It's ridiculous. And it's sad that this is the world that we live in now, that young people don't have respect for life or authority. That's very sad.
My last question, how do you guys cope through this?
Do what we're doing now. Lean on one another.
Yeah.
Fellowship with one another.
Talk.
Uplift one another.
Cry
if we have to on one another, and that's it. And remember what was Burks the best parts of him, which is pretty much everything.
The life. Remember the life.
Remember the life. Pretty much everything about that young man was right. I dare you, anyone could tell you one thing negative about it. Interview 100 people, not one could tell you anything negative about it. Guaranteed.
You can always find one. But we're going to take the good. We're going to take the 99s over the one. It's always one he done made man.
Yeah.
We're going to take the 99 over the one.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
But
do you want to add anything that I haven't asked you? I feel like I'm missing anything.
I just appreciate you guys even taking the time out of your busy day to just come and seek knowledge from us as his frat brothers and as close gentlemen that understood what his life was about and what it not only meant to us, but to others. Because like I said before, guys have called me from states and states away to just verify, hey man, I understand what happened. I heard about it, what happened. I saw it on the news. I haven't turned on the television today, but I've been hearing a little bit of detail after a little bit of detail. So they understand the full magnitude of what we're enduring on this end, being chapter brothers and so closely to Brother Burks.